What up, it's your boy T-Man now. We're here a new reaction. Not exactly a new reaction, another look into some new equipment as well too though. So I just got finished doing a almost 30 minutes video reacting to videos about the newly released MPC Live 3, from the 2 intro vid to overview video to the intro video to some overview demo from Eddie Mac, as well as a full lead breakdown and thoughts on it from Sarah to Ildo. Now it's a new product that's came out in the rolling side for those who are still not with the pad tapping and all that, and just wanted to keep it going on with the traditional style of beat making with the TR style as well too. So Roland has recently released a new system called the TR-1000, and if you look of it, it kind of is looks like almost like a mixture of the classic TRs of the TR-06, the TR-606, the Instruments 808, the 909, with a little mixture of some SP-1200 in a way with the faders as well too though. So it looks like a cool equipment. So I'm gonna check out the Everything You Need to Know video and performance from a legendary beat maker who was best known for using the TR information as well too from Roland. So without further ado, let's check out this new product of the Roland TR-1000 as well too though. I like to do like insights of new equipment that based on stuff I like to do, whether it's DJing or beat making as well too. So without further ado, we're gonna take a look at the need to know about the new Roland TR-1000 Rhythm Creator. Let's get it. Which is bringing back the analog style of beat making, how it used to be back in the day as well too, with likes of the TR-808 and the SP-1200 and all that.
Hi everyone, my name is Peter, and I'm the product leader for the new Roland TR-1000 Rhythm Creator. Built from the ground up with input from working artists, it combines analog circuitry, cutting-edge digital sound engines, deep sampling, flexible sequencing, and powerful live performance tools all in one instrument. This is Roland's most advanced rhythm machine to date, designed for producers and performers looking for the highest expression of sound. Let's dive into the sound engine. The TR-1000 is our first drum machine in over 40 years to use analog sounds. We've taken our most coveted analog circuits from the 808 and the 909 and have given them new life by adding parameters, expanding ranges, and improving the dynamics overall. We didn't want to simply make a new analog drum machine, we wanted to make something evolutionary. So we used our digital sound engines to expose new sides to our sounds. The digital voices offer a wide range of ACB, FM, and PCM tones. You might ask, are the 808 and 909 ACB models in there as well? They are, but not as you may expect. We spent the last few years cracking open and digitally circuit bending our 808 and 909 ACB models. These new models provide deep and creative percussion synthesis, mutating those same timeless sounds into something new.
It's definitely for the dance music scene though, for sure. somebody could do like a low key live rate with this, and that ain't funny though. If they got a keyboard to plug in, that'd be really more crazy. Yep, I talked it up. I talked it up. I talked the keyboard up.
TR-1000 features a comprehensive sampling engine, which supports stereo recording, non-destructive sample chopping, and time stretching for loops and one-shots. You can also record external sounds or resample internally with specialized modes for one-shots and tempo-synced loops. There's non-destructive sample slicing with up to 16 slices per instrument, allowing each slice to have its own settings for things like pitch and time stretch. I have this drum loop here. I quite like the way it sounds, but I want to chop it up into different beats. So I'll turn on slice, and I can trigger those independently. Each slice can have its own set of settings.
Definitely is like TR mixed with SP right there. Like
so let's say I want to take slice 7, turn on time stretching for it, and make the speed playback be quite slow, something a little bit more extreme. All the other slices will maintain their normal settings except for slice 7. Now, of course, you can record all this into the sequencer.
Nice. Oh, that was pretty cool. Wow, maybe do the Will Smith beat bop.
In addition to shipping with thousands of samples,
now me added on to some sounds to this.
48 out of the 64 gigabyte hard drive is dedicated for user storage. The TR-1000 contains a huge suite of sound design tools. Each instrument comes with its own sound generator, filter, amplifier, compressor, modulation, and effects section. Tracks 1
Why low-key was like thinking that Jonas Style was for crossfade was for morph though.
through 4 are layer tracks, and they combine a variety of sound types together, whether it's an analog bass drum layered with an FM percussion voice, or 2 independent drum loops playing at the same time. Let's take a listen to this pattern. Tracks 1 through 4 use the layer track system. My bass drum has 2 sounds layered on top of each other. It uses a 707 bass drum on layer A and an analog 808 kick drum on layer B. I can mix between those 2 using the mix knob here. And I can turn on an amplitude envelope, which will shape my 808 bass drum and soften the attack, making room for the 707 to pop through. So on track 4, I have an open and a closed conga sound. So this is what layer A sounds like, and this is what layer B sounds like. If I go to Insplay,
and you think about it, not just rave, also like a lot of people using the 80s synthwave style beats as well too, like Doja Cat and all as well too, taking it back to old school. So this could be used for that as well too, though, that classic sound as well.
I can hear both of them being played at the same time, but if I want to sequence them individually, I can do that by holding the layer button and putting some notes on the step keys. The Analog Master Effects section combines a stereo analog filter and a stereo drive circuit. In this example, I'm taking advantage of just the drive circuit, and I'm using it as more of a finalizer. I can bypass it, and it sounds good, but it sounds pretty clean. Turn it back on, and I get that characteristic type of warmth brought into the mix.
Nice.
Let's jump into the sequencer. The TR-1000 features a classic TR step sequencer interface with 16 step keys, real-time recording, and several tools for creating your own pocket and making your patterns sound more organic and natural. We've improved the sequencing by breaking the rigidity of the classic TR machines by using micro-timing, not just in steps, but in tracks. Adjusting the track timing will push or pull the track's rhythm ahead or behind the beat. Got this pattern that makes use of this drum loop right here. I really like it. It definitely feels super natural, but it's not recorded to a click. And it definitely has a loose kind of feeling, so it's going to combat the hard quantized nature of the grid. So first I'll start with my hand claps, which I know I want to push a little bit ahead of the beat, so I'll adjust the start time of that here. Snares, I know I want it a little bit behind the beat. If I isolate those, I hear I'm forming a nice pocket there. And the final piece of this is this shaker pattern, which I quite like the rhythm of, but it's definitely still way too rigid. So one of the things that the TR-1000 does is individual shuffle per track. So I can shuffle just the shaker without affecting any of the other tracks and start to blend it into that drum loop a little bit. And I'm also gonna push that a little bit behind the beat as well. Start to match the looseness of that drum.
You have a mass clap for this. It's like, it seemed like a lot though, especially being analog. Yeah.
Loop. In addition to these new micro timing features, each track can be set with its own length, playback direction, rotation, and shuffle. The panel knobs can also be automated smoothly in real time or per step. There's a few tracks that I want to experiment with. On the high tom, there's the shaker sound. If I look at the track settings, I can change things like the rotation of the pattern, the start time, the shuffle, and also the direction. So I'll try playing the shaker pattern backwards, or like a pendulum, alternating different hits. And there's also a few random modes that I think add a lot of interesting unpredictability to the track's playback. There's a few other percussion instruments here, like on the rimshot track. I'll experiment with the rotate parameter, which will shift the playback position forwards or backwards.
Right.
And I can monitor what the new sequence is using the panel LEDs, so you can see the playback is in red for the rotated position. The design of the TR-1000 intentionally put a ton of knobs on the panel because a TR should feel like an instrument and not a computer. Each knob in the instrument section is technically a macrocontroller, meaning it can be assigned to any parameter in the instrument. There are multiple destinations, each with their own custom range. The Morph Fader is a performance tool which can be mapped to combinations of panel knobs, each with their own amount. It's incredibly useful whether it's controlling buildups and transitions, or sonic mayhem.
Cool.
Play modes change the function of
Definitely good for a lot of dance music right there for something like that.
the step keys, from triggering slices in real time to triggering 16 levels of velocity. The TR-1000 features a
That's what I was right, the 60 level. That's why I was wondering if with the MPC Live 3, does the new Express Pass have like do something like the 60 level as well too, though.
high-grade aluminum panel, steel chassis, and universal internal power supply. The I/O section on the TR-1000 is massive. It features individual quarter-inch outputs, there's a sub-output for the analog effects, there is a dual mono or stereo input for external signals, and there's a dedicated headphone output with its own amplifier. There is a whole host of voltage connections for CV and trigger integration. Let's check that out.
Yep.
One of my favorite things about the voltage section is using the trigger input. This trigger input can be set to a few different modes, one of which is clock, which will advance the sequencer one step at a time based off of the incoming voltage. In this example, I have it set up to play only one step, so it's going to be triggering step 1 across all the tracks every time it gets an LFO pulse. If you control the rate of the LFO on the modular side, you get this really cool floating tempo effect that treats the TR-1000 like a drum synthesizer, since you're doing the sequencing on the Eurorack side. The MIDI section is also fully featured. There's a MIDI input and there's 2 MIDI outputs, of which can be configured to DIN sync. There's also a hard through connection as well, so you get no latency from the timing signal coming into the MIDI import. There's a foot pedal input, which is compatible for switches or expression. You can use it for controlling things like start and stop, or assigning the expression pedal to one of the panel knobs. The USB-A port supports USB storage and MIDI devices. You can use it to import and export samples in addition to projects. The TR-1000 connects to your computer using USB-C. The TR-1000 app manages the built-in content and controls all internal parameters, as well as supporting sample import and firmware updating. The TR-1000 is not just a hybrid analog and digital drum machine. It's a creative platform designed to be at the heart of studios, live acts, and inspired projects.
Alright, cool. Now, I like to always end these videos with a performance for somebody who's used to this, and this is from a legendary music producer and song and music creator who had a lot of use with the TRs, with the TR-08 or TR-909, none other than the legendary Egyptian Lover, who was best known for the electronic dance music of the 80s, well, to death and went into hip hop. So without further ado, let's check it out. Still got it, man. He still got it, of course. Nice. The legend stuff, man. That was awesome. So other than that, though, what's y'all thoughts on this equipment as well, too? Not sure I want to go this route, though. I mean, it seems like a lot, though, but definitely is a cool equipment, though. If you're not all about the MPC, you're all about the all different ways of making music with stuff like this stuff is stuff for folks who are a big rolling user or TR in general user as well as somewhat a analog production user as well, too. These two is definitely it. Other than that, though, shout out to both Akai and Roland for these new equipments out as well, too, though. This is me take a look at new equipments. If you like my thoughts and reaction to these, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.